How did ancient humans see their own face before the mirror was ever invented? Think about that for a second. You have seen your own reflection thousands of times.
Is that
in
really
windows, in phone screens, in bathroom mirrors every single morning. But for most of human history, that was impossible. So how did people know what they looked like? Let's set the rules first. We are going back before glass mirrors, before polished metal, before any manufactured reflective surface existed at all. Just early humans, their environment, and their curiosity. No modern tools, no shortcuts. Just what nature happened to offer them. Here's what the evidence actually says would happen. Stage 1. The only mirror nature gave you. For hundreds of thousands of years, the only reflective surface available to early humans was water. Still water. A calm pond, a quiet puddle after rain, a slow-moving river at dawn when the wind dropped. And that reflection was unstable. Ripple the surface, and your face disintegrates. Wind picks up, and you vanish into scattered light. Early humans could catch fragments of themselves, but never a clean, steady, reliable image. There's a reason the word mirror and stories about water reflections are tangled together across cultures. The ancient Greek myth of Narcissus, a young man transfixed by his own reflection in a pool, wasn't just a moral fable. Historians who study early cognition, including work referenced by anthropologist Ian Tattersall on human self-awareness, argue that this myth encodes something real. It captures how strange and captivating it must have been for early humans to first recognize themselves staring back. But water was unreliable. So around 50,000 years ago, according to research summarized by archaeologist Mark Pierce, humans began looking for something better, something they could hold, something that wouldn't move with the wind. Which brings us to the first true artificial mirrors in history. Stage 2. Polished stone enters the picture. Around 6000 BCE, at the Neolithic settlement of Catalhoyuk in modern-day Turkey, archaeologists led by Ian Hodder uncovered small polished discs of obsidian, a naturally occurring volcanic glass. These obsidian mirrors are considered among the oldest manufactured mirrors ever found. Picture the process. Someone had to select a piece of raw volcanic glass, grind it down, polish the surface for hours, maybe days, using finer and finer abrasive materials, until the black stone reflected a dim, dark, ghostly version of a human face. The image wasn't sharp, it wasn't bright. Obsidian mirrors reflect only a fraction of the light that hits them, producing a shadowy, low-contrast image. But it was consistent. It stayed still. You could hold it in your hand and study your own features for the first time in human history, without wind or ripples getting in the way. Researcher Mark Pierce, who has studied obsidian mirrors from sites across the Near East, notes that many of these objects were found buried in graves, suggesting they weren't everyday grooming tools. They may have carried ritual or symbolic weight. Seeing your own face wasn't just practical, it may have felt supernatural. So the first mirrors weren't for vanity, they may have been spiritual instruments. Stage 3. Metal changes everything. By around 4000 to 3000 BCE, civilizations in Mesopotamia and Egypt discovered something that outperformed polished stone entirely: polished metal. Copper first, then bronze. Egyptologist Ian Shaw has documented bronze mirrors appearing in Egyptian burial sites as early as the Old Kingdom period. These mirrors were typically circular discs of polished bronze, often with ornate handles shaped like lotus flowers, or the goddess Hathor, who was closely associated with beauty and reflection in Egyptian belief. Metal mirrors were a massive leap forward. Bronze reflects far more light than volcanic glass, producing a brighter, sharper image. For the first time, people could see fine details: the line of their jaw, the shape of their eyebrows, small imperfections that water and obsidian had always blurred away. But here's the catch. Bronze tarnishes. Within weeks, oxidation dulls the surface, turning a crisp reflection cloudy again. So ancient mirror owners had to constantly repolish their bronze, using fine abrasive powders and cloth, just to maintain a usable reflection. Owning a mirror wasn't a one-time purchase. It was ongoing maintenance, a small ritual repeated over and over. And this technology spread. Similar bronze mirrors have been found in ancient China, dating back to the Shang dynasty, around 1600 BCE. independently developed thousands of miles away from Egypt. Two separate civilizations, with no contact between them, arrived at the same solution to the same fundamental human question: how do I see myself? Stage 4. The moment glass finally wins. For thousands of years after bronze, reflective technology barely changed. Silver mirrors appeared in the Roman era, offering slightly better clarity, but they were expensive and still tarnished. The true turning point came far later, in 1835, when German chemist Justus von Liebig developed a process for coating glass with a thin layer of metallic silver, creating what we now recognize as the modern mirror. This silvering process, still influencing mirror manufacturing today, finally gave humans a reflection that was bright, stable, affordable at scale, and nearly true to life. Think about the timeline here. Humans first caught blurry glimpses of themselves in ponds hundreds of thousands of years ago. It took until 6000 BCE to hold a dim obsidian reflection in their hands, another few thousand years to achieve a sharper bronze image. And it wasn't until 1835, barely 190 years ago, that humanity finally achieved the crisp, reliable mirror we take for granted every single morning. Now here's the twist that makes this whole story even stranger. Psychologists have long used something called the mirror self-recognition test, developed by researcher Gordon Gallup in 1970, to study whether animals, and by extension early humans, understood that a reflection was actually themselves. Gallup's experiments, originally conducted with chimpanzees, revealed that true self-recognition, understanding that the face staring back is you and not another creature, is a cognitively advanced skill. Not every animal has it. Even human toddlers typically don't pass this test until around 18 months old. Which means for the vast majority of human history, our ancestors weren't just missing the technology to see their own face clearly. They were also, individually, developing the cognitive ability to even understand what a reflection meant in the first place. Every early human who ever leaned over a still pond had to first grasp a strange and profound idea. That shape looking back isn't another person, it's you. So when you glance in a mirror tomorrow morning, half asleep, barely paying attention, remember what that simple act actually represents. It's not just glass and silver. It's the end result of a journey spanning hundreds of thousands of years, from rippling ponds to dark volcanic glass, to polished bronze that needed constant care, to a 19th century chemist's breakthrough in a lab. How did ancient humans see their own face before the mirror was invented? Slowly, imperfectly, through water, stone, and metal, piece by piece, across thousands of generations, until humanity finally built something clear enough to answer a question we now barely think to ask.